Hello, Matt. I didn't say hi to the D'Alessio family, except for your son. He and I had a long talk. He kept telling me things were nice or good. Good. Yeah, I'm like, what does good mean? But things are good in his life is what I learned. Great. Whipping around. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. It is great to see all of you here, whether you're sitting in our sanctuary, laying on our sanctuary floor, as a couple kids are doing, or watching us somewhere on the internet, Facebook or YouTube or Zoom or wherever you might be. Because if you're with us right now or in 3 hours from now after Shabbat dinner and watching us in reruns, we're happy you could join us. It's always great to come together for Shabbat. So we're going to begin with a little singing. I think Joel has a nigun for us. You got a nigun? Here we go, a little wordless melody. So tonight, I know we have a number of religious school students in the community. If you go to our religious school, can you give us a shout out? Say Shabbat Shalom. I see all these. If you're in the religious school, say Shabbat Shalom. If you're a parent of a religious school student, say Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
If you're a grandparent of a religious school student, say Shabbat Shalom. And if you've ever had a child in religious school, or if you went to religious school, say Shabbat Shalom. Wow, that took a lot of work to fill the room with noise. Tonight, we do have a number of our religious school students with us, and they're going to be helping us lead some prayers. And I have to thank Samantha, our religious school director. Wave at everybody. And also, Amy. Is Amy in the room? Oh, there's Amy who's standing up there. Amy, wave at everyone. I don't know if you read your email this week. Sadly, Samantha is moving on as of June 30th this academic year. She's going to be moving forward. She's been with us 9 years. So a big round of applause for 9 years. And Amy will be stepping into her shoes. They've been working as a great team this year. And we know that... it's going to be wonderful for the remainder of this year and wonderful as we move forward. And on May 12th, is it? We'll have a service honoring Samantha, so put that in your calendar. So now we're going to do a little singing. I apologize, that took a while, but I wanted to give a shout out to all our religious school staff who work so hard. So we're going to turn to no page, and we're going to go to Hine Matov and Bim Bam, or Bim Bam, or something like that.
הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב. הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב.
We're going to turn to page 138 for Lachado D. And I know Joe thought I forgot to introduce her as part of our religious school staff, but Joe has been teaching here how many years? 30? 30. Do you really want me to say that out loud on camera? Joe has been teaching here 30 years, but I waited to delay her introduction because she is always the teacher who jumps up during what prayer? Lachado D. And she'll be grabbing kids' hands. Please follow behind Joe as we dance around the sanctuary, welcoming our Sabbath bride. We are on page 138. We'll be doing verses 1, 2, 5, and 9. All dancing will be led by Joe. Go for it.
Chadodi rakala bene Shabbat nekabela. Chadodi rakala bene Shabbat nekabela. Shamor bezato.
Adults are welcome to join in. Gary.
You,
get up.
אחד הוא שמו אחד בשם ותפארת ולתהילה. לחדודי תקלה בני שבת נקבלה. לחדודי תקלה בני שבת נקבלה. לקראת שבת לכו ונרחקים מכל הברכה מראש מקדם נסוכה סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה. לחדודי תקלה בני שבת נקבלה. לחדודי תקלה בני שבת נקבלה. התעוררי, התעוררי, כי באורך קומי אורי, 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 שידברי כבוד אדוני עלייך נקרא. לחדודי תקלה בני שבת נקבלה. לחדודי תקלה בני שבת נקבלה.
Let's all rise and face the back door. The kids can come towards the back door and welcome the Sabbath bride along with me and the entire community. Here we go.
בואי בשלום עטרת בעלה גם בשמחה ובצוהלה תוך אמוני עם סגולה. בואי חלה, בואי חלה. לחדודי תקלה בני שבת נקבלה. לחדודי תקלה בני שבת נקבלה. עלי
You may be seated unless you're a religious school student or a parent. If you're a religious school student or a parent, come forward. If you're one of our teachers, come forward. That should be most people in the room. Come forward, right over here. Come on forward. Ira, snap a picture for us if you got your camera. And let's get everybody, all the kids next to the table and the parents behind them. And I need one adult who's mature enough to light candles. Thank you. We're going to light these Shabbat candles. Usually we have the plastic candles when we have kids around. But we're going to use real candles tonight. Is that okay with you guys? Okay. Here we go. We're going to light our candles and let that Sabbath bride walk through that bridge, that gateway created by these two candles. We're now on the second person. There we go.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav V'tzivanu lehadlik ner V'tzivanu lehadlik ner V'tzivanu lehadlik ner Shel Shabbat.
I need everyone to freeze because the directions are difficult. If you're a religious school student, come and put your toes on this yellow line. If you're a parent, go back to your seat. Can we manage that? Do we have any religious school students hiding out here that are 6th grade or below or want to join us anyway, Shane? Shane? Alex? Shane and Alex, come and help us. We need some older kids. No? Okay. Okay. We'll get them to walk up for Vahafta. Yeah, that's not going to happen. I wouldn't even bother with that one. We're going to scoot you over a little bit. So we're going to do the Baruch Hu right now. Everyone's adjusting. I think we're doing the Baruch Hu right now. I'm not going crazy. The Baruch Hu is our call to worship, and we do it at every religious school service. And they're going to all turn around right now. You're all going to stand up. So if our community could please rise. As they're taught in religious school, the leaders bow the first and second time. The community only bows the second time. And so we're going to give them little prompts as we always do, and you'll also get these prompts tonight. Here we go.
Lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai.
You all freeze. Don't move. Only we bow.
Barechu et Adonai HaMevorach.
Now everyone bows.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach HaMevorach Le'olam va'ed
I'm going to have our students turn around and face our community. Let's all take one hand and reach up to the sky. Let's shake out our Shema fingers. Let's shake them out. Shake them, shake them, shake them. Now that our Shema fingers are ready, we make a little swimming cup. And we scoop up some holiness. So some holiness over here, some holiness over here. Holiness surrounds each and every one of us. And we take that holiness and we cover our eyes. And then we take a big, silly, deep breath in and out. And another deep, silly breath in and out. And now a very serious deep breath in and out. And now we sing the Shema.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed.
I'm going to ask our students to sit on the edge for one moment. I'm going to tell everyone else to sit down, please. I don't know who to coax forward for the hafta at this moment. Any suggestions, Joel?
I think Naomi can help us out here.
Naomi, you want to help us? I was hoping Alex and Shane would come
I see Shane
up.
back there.
Yeah,
Maybe we
Shane,
should
come
call
on
Shane
for the
up
hafta.
here.
Come on, you're getting bar mitzvah soon.
Come on, come on.
Come on, Shane.
I'll help you guys out.
Come on, Naomi. You're going to go stand next to the cantor if you're helping out. Theo, come on. Your dad just volunteered you, okay? Shane's really good at this. I don't know why he doesn't want to get up. Okay, we're going to do it without Shane. We're going to have a brother-sister duet right now, led by the cantor.
I'll stand next to you guys.
And if you'd like to know where we are on page 154, Shane.
Dave, does this mic work? Yeah.
Okay, good.
Ready?
I'm ready. Yahavta et Adonai Elohecha bechol levavcha uvechol nafshecha uvechol meodecha vehayu hadvarim ha'ele asher Anohi metzavecha hayom alevavecha veshinantam levanecha v'dibartam bam beshiftecha b'veitecha uvleftecha v'derech uvshochbecha uvkumecha Ukshartam leot al yadecha vehayu letotafot baineneha uktavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvishareha leman tiskeru va'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'tem kedoshim Lelohem Ani Adonai Elohem Asher Hotzeti Atem Me'eretz Mitzrayim Liot Lahem Lelohim Ani Adonai Elohem.
Yasher Koach!
You should have come up here.
Naomi, you can go back to with the kids, and you can go back to your parents. We're going to have all the kids stand up again on our bima, because it's time for our version of Micha Mocha. I need all the parents and, well, the whole community to please stand. We don't normally stand during the Micha Mocha, but tonight we're doing standing at the sea, which means we'll be dancing at the sea and surfing at the sea. The children are going to demonstrate what you'll be doing. Follow along if you're confused. And the idea, though, is we have a lot of fun during religious school services, riffing on Micha Mocha. Joel, whatever you want to ask the kids for.
What's with you guys? Dancing, surfing, eating, singing. Okay. We'll try to do it in that order.
We're dancing at the sea, Micha Mocha, dancing at the sea, Micha Mocha, dancing at the sea, Micha Mocha, freedom is on its way. Surfing, we're surfing at the sea, Micha Mocha, surfing at the sea, Micha Mocha, we're surfing at the sea, Micha Mocha, freedom is on its way, and we say freedom, 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 freedom is on its way. We're eating at the sea, Micha Mocha, eating at the sea, Micha Mocha, eating at the sea, Micha Mocha, freedom is on its way. Singing, we're singing at the sea, Micha Mocha, we're singing at the sea, Micha Mocha, we're singing at the sea, Micha Mocha, freedom is on its way, and we say freedom, 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 freedom is on its way. One more time, we say freedom, 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 freedom is on its way.
And now let's say Yashar Koach to our students. Yashar Koach. And you guys can all go back to your seats. Everyone could be seated. We are on page 162 for Vishamru. You guys can all be seated now. 162 for Vishamru, a prayer that reminds us both to observe and to remember Shabbat. And that's what we do when we come together. If you're observing it, you're remembering it. If you're remembering it, you're observing it. And that's what we do each Shabbat. But we always sing Vishamru to remind us of this responsibility. Page 162.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני, עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
We turn to page 371 for one of our more serious moments. We turn there for the Misha Berach prayer. We say the Misha Berach for those who are ill of mind, body, spirit. We also say it for the caregivers, those who spend energy caring for those in need. Tonight on our Misha Berach list, Abby Rapport, Janet Blake, Pam Branner, Lynn Newman, Susie Newborn, Sharon Friedman, Diana Carew, Jeff Borowitz, Mark Mann, Erwin Ames, Dara LaValle, Vladimir Litvak, Jeffrey Albaum, Baylor Robinson, Ed Edelson, Mark Jeff Stickler, Leanne Rosenberg, Hillel Baldwin, Michaeli Wetley, Del and Hank Laufenberg, Trish Santana, Un-Ho Lee, David Berger, the Ray family, Dory Glazer, Brad Stone, Howard Sanford, and Mike Brenner. We also think of those affected by acts of anti-Semitism and bigotry, those suffering in the Ukraine, those injured due to border challenges, those healing from all too frequent gun violence, those affected by terrorist attacks and environmental challenges, and all those caring for the ill. If you have an additional name for our Misha Berak list, please share it with me now. Misha Berak Avatenu V'Matenu. May the God of our ancestors grant our Refuah Shlema, complete and full healing to all those named this evening and all those we hold in our hearts. And together we say the singing of Misha Berak.
Misha Berak Avotenu Mekor habracha leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Misha Berak imotenu mekor habracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
We turn to page 164 for the Amidah, the standing prayer. If you're able to stand, please rise. If you're one of our religious school students and want to move to the aisles so you can take 3 steps backwards and forwards, that is also fine. But I will need everyone to rise. Hey kids, rise. Time to rise. For the Amidah, find your space to take 3 steps backwards and 3 steps forward. A quick reminder on page 168, we no longer say Mashiv HaRuach and Morid HaGashem. We are now in the summer, so we say Morid HaTal. Page 164 for the Amidah.
Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi agiteilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, אלוהי רחל ואלוהי לאה, האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, אל עליון, גומל חסדים טובים וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם בעזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיה הכל, אתה רב להושיע, מוריד הטל, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיה הכל ברחמים רבים, צומח נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו, משנה עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומדום מלך, מלך ממית ומחיין, ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיה הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
We pray silently through page 180. When you're done with your silent prayer, you may be seated.
עוד יבוא שלום עלינו, עוד יבוא שלום עלינו, עוד יבוא שלום עלינו ועל כולם. עוד יבוא שלום עלינו, עוד יבוא שלום עלינו, עוד יבוא שלום עלינו ועל כולם. סלם עלינו ועל כל העולם, סלם שלום, סלם עלינו ועל כל העולם, סלם shalom. Od yavo shalom aleinu. Od yavo shalom aleinu. Od yavo shalom aleinu ve'al kulam. Od yavo shalom aleinu. Od yavo shalom aleinu. Od yavo shalom aleinu ve'al kulam. Salam, salam aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam, shalom. Salam aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam, shalom. Od yavo shalom aleinu. Od yavo shalom aleinu. Od yavo shalom aleinu ve'al kulam.
Since we have a lot of kids tonight, I'm telling a story. I know, I like that yay too. Either that or I could talk about what's happening in the Middle East for 25 minutes and all the political and social ramifications. Which would you prefer? The story or the political sermon? Which? I don't know. They seem to be confused. So in 1948, we'll begin there and work our way forward. No, I'm just kidding. I like the way everyone's crawling towards the center. So back right before we left Egypt, there was a young man named Natan. And Natan loved to count. Natan counted everything. Natan counted camels and tents and frogs and anthills. He counted the number of times the Pharaoh would say, "No, I will not let your people go." He would count how many times Moses lifted up his staff. He counted everything. Once he was asked if he knew how many bricks a group of 100 slaves could make in a single day. And do you know what he said? He said on a sunny day, they can make 8,555 bricks, and on a rainy day, 7,928 bricks. Or at least that's the number I got the last time I counted all the bricks made on the last sunny day, which was 72 and a half hours ago. He counted everything. You could ask him any question, and he had the answer as long as it was a number that he had once counted. And no one really noticed at first. They didn't really pay attention to him. But when he started counting everything, of course, when he started, it seemed cute. But after a while, it just became annoying. You would think that all this counting would be useful, but imagine being his parents. All he ever did was tell them how many times they did or said something or ate something. And who wants to know how many times a day you burped? Or how many times a day you said, in a sentence? And just think how embarrassing it would be to be his sister. He once told a boy she liked, he said, "My sister mentioned your name 23 times last night." That was completely embarrassing to his sister. So people started avoiding Natan. Nobody wanted him to keep track of their lives. Nobody. But he didn't notice. He just kept counting and counting and counting and counting. Well, on the night of the 10th plague, he counted the minutes until he and his family got to leave Egypt. And as they crossed the Sea of Reeds, he counted the number of fish swimming in the parted waters. And on the other side, he counted the number of timbrels and drums that people played in honor of their freedom as they sang Mi Chamocha. And he would wander around the encampments and he would count everything. He'd then come home and report everything he had counted that day to his parents. And it was driving them mad. They didn't know what to do with him. And then one day God came to Moses and said, "Well, I want people to get ready for a special gift. A special gift that will happen in 3 days. The people need to get ready." So what did the people do to get ready? They washed their clothes. all 4,234,128 pieces of clothing, or so Natan told his parents. And they all had to take baths, all 2,134,233 of them, including children, said Natan as he took his bath. And they ate over 9 million. No, they ate exactly 9,237,238 pieces of matzah while waiting during this 3-day period. And on that third day, everyone woke up to that sound of the shofar blasting. And there was thunder all around them. And they went out to Mount Sinai and they heard God's voice. And God's voice seemed to be coming from everywhere. And they, heard all this stuff. But it was so overwhelming. And then suddenly Moses, the leader, went up a mountain. And all the people said, "Did God just give us a bunch of commandments? How many were there?" And the people started to argue about the number of commandments. They said, "I think it was 3. I think it was 11. I think it was 37. I think it was 5. And then people started to argue what the commandments said. Did they say steal stuff or not to steal stuff? Did they say honor your parents as they steal stuff? Or have your parents only steal honorable stuff? They kept arguing about the commandments and how many numbers there were. Everyone was confused. From the prince of one of the tribes to the water bearer of the same tribe. Everybody was arguing and fighting, and they had no Moses and no God around to help them. And the arguing grew louder and louder and louder and louder, and the people started to push and shove because they were mad at one another, until finally one Israelite pushed an Israelite over, landing on Natan. And Natan said, "Hey, why is everyone fighting? Kid, everyone is arguing about how many things God said and what God said." And Natan said, "Oh, that's easy, I know that." So Natan climbed up onto a rock, and he quietly said, "God gave us 10 commandments." But no one heard him. So he raised his voice, "God gave us 10 commandments." But the fighting went on, and this time he yelled out, "God gave us." And the people around him heard this time, and they turned toward him, and they said, "You're just a kid. You don't know anything." But then someone else said, "No, you're the kid who's always counting. That's the kid who knows numbers." Word spread quickly. And the counting kid who knew the commandments, everyone started listening. And so Natan lowered his voice and said, "God gave us 10 commandments. And there are 86 words, God said. God said, 'I am Adonai your God who brought you out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage,' which is 20 words. 'You shall have no other gods before me,' which is 8 words. 'You shall not take the name of God and Adonai your God in vain,' which is 12 words. 'Remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy,' which is 8 words. 'Honor your father and your mother,' which is 6 words. 'You shall not murder,' which is 4. 'You shall not steal,' which is 4. 'You shall not bear false witness against your neighbor,' which is 9. 'You shall not covet that which belongs to your neighbor,' which is 10. And the people were in awe that he knew every word and how many words were in each sentence. And after he finished, he got off the rock and went back to a project he was doing before, which was counting the number of sandals that every Israelite wore. But as he got off that rock, everyone applauded him. And a few months later, Moses needed to know how many days there were between the Exodus from Egypt and the day that God gave people the 10 commandments. Well, that's because Moses didn't remember, neither did God. They were both pretty busy, creating the 10 commandments and, helping the Israelites create a nation. So who did Moses turn to for an answer? Natan. And did Natan have an answer? Of course he did. Natan said, there are 50 days between Passover and when we got our Torah. And that date became Shavuot. So just like Natan, we count the days between our exodus from Egypt, starting the second night of Passover, to the celebration of Shavuot that honors our receipt of the Torah. We count to 49, and then the next day, the 50th day, we observe Shavuot, the day we were given the 10 Commandments. Counting helps us remember. Counting, makes things special. Who likes their birthdays? But we got to know the numbers. It's my 10th birthday. It's my 5th birthday. It's my 75th birthday. We love numbers because they signify special days. So tonight, we're going to count the Omer, because that's what it's called when you count the days between Passover and Shavuot. And there's a special prayer we say. So if you take out your Shalom sheet, you can see that we've included the counting the Omer with Homer, which is something we got off the internet. So if you Google Omer, O-M-E-R, and Homer, H-O-M-E-R, you'll get some funny images of Homer Simpson counting the Omer. So we decided to make it more interesting than using the book this year. So have you all found your picture of Homer Simpson? He too likes to count. So we say, Baruch Atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu mitzvotav v'tzivanu al sfirat ha'omer, and we say, Amen. Blessed are you, eternal our God, the sovereign of all worlds, who has made us holy with your mitzvot, and commanded us concerning the counting of the Omer. Hayom tisha yamim shahem shavua echad ushne yamim la'omer. Today is the 9th day, making 1 week and 2 days of the counting of the Omer. And we all say. And now let's everyone yell out the word Shira. Shira. Shira is going to come forward and make some announcements. To keep the kids involved.
Oh, it is? Hello? Oh, it is on. Hi, Shabbat Shalom. If I'm here, that means it's time for some announcements. Yay! So in the spirit of Natan and counting, I have 900 announcements. I'm just kidding. I don't. First, I just want to thank Rabbi John and Cantor Joel for this awesome service, and I would be completely remiss if I didn't also thank our kids, children, religious school students. Awesome job. Thank you. Thank you for leading us and being so spirited. And thank you, Samantha, Amy, and Joe for leading us. I also want to thank our camera specialist, Lindsay, and sound aficionado, Dave. Thanks for all your help. I also want to thank the Roman family and Dan Roman for sponsoring our Oneg in honor of Kylie's bat mitzvah tomorrow, and in honor of Joan Roman, Kylie's grandmother, and Bruce Sylvie, Kylie's grandfather. And also a big thank you to the Kishner family, who are also sponsoring in honor of Gary's father, Sam Kishner. Now a couple of quick announcements about things coming up that you definitely want to put on your calendar. First, we have Yom Ha'atzmaut, that's Israel's 75th Independence Day coming up. We're celebrating on Friday, April 28th, that's 2 weeks from tonight. We'll have a service at 5:30, so service is early because we need to have fun after. So service at 5:30, dinner and dancing after. Please register online and come and join the fun. And the big announcement is our gala is coming up. It's it's just over a month away, so I know it's creeping up fast, but please plan to join on May 20th. This is our opportunity to honor Rabbi John and Lisa. So it should be a really, really special night. Please go to the website for more information. You can learn how you can participate. There's opportunities for sponsorships, a tribute book, auction, donations, and of course to buy your tickets to come and party at the gala. It will be a spectacular night with yummy food, a fun silent auction, a live auction, much, much more. If you want to sign up but going to the website is too much work for you, just scan the QR code on the back of your Shalom sheet and you can get it there too. If you want more information about any events, please go to the website. Everything is on the Kol Tikva calendar at koltikva.org. That's it. Thanks, you guys.
I do want to say next week I'm honoring Yom HaShoah at Shabbat Services, and we have a very special guest speaker. Joel's mom, Miriam, will be speaking. She's waving right there. If you haven't met Joel's parents, they're right there. So please, during Oneg, make sure you give them big hugs and kisses. Welcome to our community, and I'm looking forward to hearing you speak next week. If you have not been to one of our Yom HaShoah services, It's actually quite moving, and we'd love to have you in attendance. We now turn to page 598. We think of our loved ones whom death has recently taken from us, those who died at this season in years past, and those whom we have drawn into our hearts with our own. On our recently departed list, Buddy Rosh, remembered by the Ames family, B. Kozlowski, remembered by the Kozlowski family, Myron Crystal, remembered by the Crystal family, Sally Cole, remembered by the Cole and Rome families. And we also hold in our prayers those taken by gun violence that occurs on an all too frequent basis, those that have passed due to floods, fires, and other natural and unnatural disasters, and those killed in regional conflicts. We also remember those who died during this season in years past. Net Baldiviez, Faraday Bayanfar, Ruth Bine, Rodney Burke, Mark Binder, George Harvey Bloom, Sylvia Eldon, Sarah Fisher, Sid Fisher, Samuel Friedman, Stuart Glazer, Cheryl Goodman, Marilyn Gubin, Helen Hannon, Joanna Holdstein, Sam Kishner, Edith Augusta Landler, Harry A. Levine, Arthur Leffitz, Fred Niditch, Perla Plutt, Jacob Rubin, Gerald Rosen, Paul Sachs, Kay Saunders, Arthur Schreiber, Peter Shapiro, Dr. Patrick Smith, Joni Sneed, Sandra Judith Thompson, Victoria Tiano, Sydney Weil, and Sarah Lee Witkoff. If I've mispronounced the name of someone you love, or if you have an additional name for our Kaddish or Yortzeit list, please share the name with us now. If you're in the first 7 days of morning Shiva, I ask you to please rise. If you're in the first 30 days of mourning, Shloshim, I ask you to please rise. If you're in the first year of mourning, I ask you to please rise. If you're observing a Yortzeit, please rise. And now I ask the community to rise to show our love and support for those who mourn and for those who remember. We are on page 598. Yitkadal v'yikadash shmei Rabbah, Be'alma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei, B'chayachon v'yomechon v'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael, B'agalav v'zman kari v'imru. Amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam olamei amaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei d'kudsha b'richu. Leila min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nechamata, damiran be'alma v'imru. Yehei shlama rabba min shmaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom imromav, hu yaseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru. Amen. May the one who makes peace on high grant peace to all who mourn, to all Israel, and to all humankind. And together we say, if you have children with you, place them in front of you. If you're not with a child, then turn to whoever you came with. And if you're not with someone, then join someone who is nearby. Let's all try to get into little groups, because we're going to bless our children first. And then after we're done blessing our children or whoever we are with, we're going to sing Oseh Shalom. So now place your children near you or whoever you came with. We're all going to take a moment of quiet. Yivarechacha Adonai v'yishmerecha, Yer Adonai panav elecha v'yihuneka, Yisad Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May God bless you and keep you. May the light of God shine upon you and be gracious unto you. And may all good come to you as you move out into the world this Shabbat. Together we say, If you have a special blessing for your child or whoever you came with, whisper it in their ear right now. If you have a special one. And kids, you can do the same back. And adults, you can do it to one another. And now I'm going to ask Joel to lead us in our concluding, if I can say that word, concluding song.
עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו. שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל.
I haven't been able to get any single Kishners up tonight, so I'm going to ask the whole Kishner clan, the whole group from grandma to grandkids, and all the relatives to come forward to hold our Kiddush cup and our challah. Come on forward. I figure as a group I can get you all to come forward. Come on up and let's get you behind the table. And if I could can I get you to hold our Kiddush cup? As the, come on close. But don't do anything yet, because not like everybody else to come up onto this side of the bima. Come on up unless you have some concerns, but if not, join us on this side of the table. So we're all together for Kiddush and Hamotzi. If you'd like to, it is optional, of course, but if you'd like to come join us, please do. We used to do this all the time. We've done it once or twice over the last month or two. Let's get everybody up here for Kiddush and Hamotzi. Let's come close to the table if we're not too scared. And let's hold up our Kiddush cup nice and high. And now let's do our Kiddush. Joel, short or long, up to you.
We'll do a short one tonight. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen l'chaim. Baruch atah Adonai. Sorry, I always forget. I'm sorry. Do your thing, Rabbi. I've been on vacation. I forgot how it goes. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz b'te'avon.
Wish somebody a Shabbat Shalom to your left and to your right, and then come get some challah. I want to put the challah on the other side of the table because of the... do you want a bite first? Take a bite first. Take a big hunk for your family.